Yeah, the center, the Shabazz Center, the Audubon Ballroom where my father was assassinated, is now the Dr. Betty Shabazz, excuse me, I always say women first. It's the Malcolm X Dr. Betty Shabazz Memorial Educational Center. And my mother worked on it. She passed, but we are continuing on. It's human rights and social justice. She turned a place of tragedy and hate into a place for global understanding for human rights and social justice. I didn't even know the Jim Crow Museum was here, and because of what I do for a living, I'm an international human rights activist. And I'm on the NGO Committee for Human Rights and the co-chair for the Subcommittee for Elimination Against Racism at the United Nations. So I travel around. I've been to Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean. But I've never dealt with the domestic issue of the effects of the slave trade. I've only seen it abroad. And I didn't even know this was here, so he told me she wanted to come. I wanted to come as soon as I heard about it.
Nobody knows the trouble that I've seen.
I've known that there were certain places all across the country I've just never been. You know, the railroad museums, the Underground Railroad Museum, I just was doing it because I worked at the United Nations, dealing with on an international level. And it just only makes sense that I would come and start researching and viewing the museums here locally, that this was the final result of what I've been professionally studying and speaking on abroad. And being an African American, you know, I need to see what's in my own backyard, basically. This here is African American memorabilia, and in a disturbing form, but nonetheless, that's what it was. And people, you know, disturbing or not, but you know, people need to know what happened. People were burned, killed, raped, stripped, identities just taken away, and they were then just told, this is what you are. And I think right now, the Obama family completely abolishes the image, how we were redefined. You know, we weren't deadbeat dad, mama, single mama, daughter pregnant, son drug dealer, in and out of jail. They're a beautiful image of a family, but the first black family, they have been attacked left and right because the anger of you're changing what I said you were. When they're showing exactly what we are, a black family, a nurturing family. You could talk about racism, but when you see what happened in the 50s, 60s, even World War I, World War II, you see pictures, but this little bits and pieces. That's why it's important that the Smithsonian is doing an African American Smithsonian Institute, and that's why this is important, because it's Jim Crow. Jim Crow affected all of us in the most horrible manner. And it's just important, and when you see this, you have to have dialogue, because the imagery is real and in your face. We forget about it. We have our creature comforts, and we forget the shoulders that we stand on, and how many people died. We've just forgotten. You know, we're being miseducated in Hollywood fashion. I think this is a reminder that everybody, white, black, Hispanic, Native American, should come and see what happened to them. The Native Americans have it, the Jews have it, you know, everybody has it except for us. And this happened. This was a horrific time in our history, but it needs to be taught and seen and heard. And I think this is very well done. Very well done.
That's just mean. All right, you want me to look right here?
Right here.
Well, make me focus. Will you do like this?
Here we go. Looking for 1, 2, 3.